All right, so top 10 Air Jordan 4s in my entire sneaker collection. So I wanted to get out of the house and I wanted to talk about Jordan 4s. I have a big sneaker collection. I probably have 30 different pairs of Air Jordan 4s. I picked my 10 favorite, threw them in the trunk, pulled up to a random parking lot, and we're gonna talk about those pairs in this video, so let's do it. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Air Jordan 4s. I find a lot of them to be uncomfortable, but I also think they're one of the best looking Air Jordan. Number 10 here, and this is a special pair of Jordan 4s. It is a collaboration with Travis Scott, and he has moved on to the Air Jordan 1 and other things, kind of left the Jordan 4 behind, but this is kind of where a lot of the Travis Scott and Jordan hype began. And I've always thought that these are one of the better pairs that he has done with Jordan Brand. We have the yeah, like that's gonna be out of my control. That's the type of stuff where I'm in the house and it's all good, but that, like, all right. And I love the throwback Oilers colorway on here. The red inner lining is super soft. I like the speckle on the back tab here, and it's just not one that you see very often, so I wanted to feature them here at number 10, Cactus Jack Air Jordan 4s, Travis Scott joints. Pretty good stuff. Okay, at number 9 is such a cool pair. We have the Air Jordan 4 Lightning. Most people are afraid to wear an all yellow shoe, let alone an all yellow Jordan 4, but somehow it works on these. This is one that I'm always gonna covet because I know it's a lifestyle Jordan 4. That was the intent when they first released, just to have a cool lifestyle streetwear shoe. And a lot of people really hold the OGs at high regard. I get it. But there has to be some other colorways that aren't OGs that really stand out to you. And even though that they aren't that comfortable, that's my one gripe with these. I would wear them so much more often if they were just more comfortable, but it is what it is. That's the case with a lot of Jordan 4s. They do give me a little bit of a Nike ACG vibe for some reason. Summertime, I'm always breaking these things out. Let me know if you guys like the Thunders or the Lightnings, and I have both pairs. The Thunders are probably one of the most uncomfortable Jordans ever. That is kind of where I draw the line. I'm like, all right, man, I just can't do it. For some reason, these are just a little bit softer, and maybe the shape is a tad bit better. I don't know. I can tolerate them for a few hours, so they are never leaving my collection, even though I thought about getting rid of them due to comfort, but come on, they're so cool. Okay, at number 8 is a certified banger. It is a pair that gets forgotten a lot. So we have the Air Jordan 4 Wheat or Ginger. This is probably the most premium Air Jordan 4 you're ever gonna see. And I know a lot of sneaker YouTubers throw out the word premium when they touch certain leathers. I've heard people say the new white cement 4s have a premium leather. No, not until you get a pair like this in hand do you know what premium leather is. The entire shoe is leather. Yes, you heard that right. The netting, leather. The laces, leather. The pull tab, leather. The entire thing. You know, it gives off a designer feel, and that is exactly what Jordan Brand was trying to do, because they were attacking the designer sneaker market, Balenciagas, Gucci's. Jordan Brand wanted in on that, and because of it, they elevated the materials, and the price tag was $400. I believe I did actually pay, I forget. Honestly, I forget. I may have gotten them a little bit cheaper, but most people were like, absolutely not. I'm not paying $400. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But the opportunity to get something like this from Jordan Brand officially, that's not like a Hender scheme. I always thought that these were so cool. It is the most ideal and perfect fall shoe. Like really, Wheat Air Force 1s and these Jordan 4s and some Tims literally go with all of your fall outfits, and this one has just always been special to me, so had to put them on here, the Air Jordan 4 Wheats. Okay, at number 7, something a little bit newer, something you recognize. It's probably going to be the #1 shoe on a lot of people's sneaker of the year lists for 2025 this year, and rightfully so. It is really solid, and it's on this list at number 7, so that means that it's already done a lot. But we have the Air Jordan 4 by Nigel, Sylvester, brick by brick. An all red shoe is a trend that I thought was in the past. Really, there was a time when having an all red shoe was a must. I don't feel like it's a must now, but this one is just different. I love the shade of the red. It isn't as polarizing or eye-catching as, say, like a Red October Yeezy or something like that. It's a little bit more orangey, a little bit more subdued for an all-red sneaker. I think that the white lace swap is an absolute must. As far as a statement shoe goes, an all-red one, this is the only one that I'm gonna need, and it is probably not gonna be done much better. A lot of people don't like the little Nike swoosh. I love it. We don't need to talk about these much longer because you've heard so many people talk about them, and you're gonna hear a lot more in the future, but they had to be on the list. All right, at number 6 is the shoe on my feet, and I've thought about this a lot. I really have. You know, I've had a complete change of heart as far as the white cement Air Jordan 4 goes from 2016 right here. When I got the newer pair, which arguably has a better shape, has a better insole. Some people say the leather's better. I like it better on this pair. You would think that that pair just would immediately make these be forgotten. No. I've been wearing these so much more recently since that newer retro, and it's because I broke them in. The leather is just a tad bit softer, and the netting is yellowed. Yellow on the netting adds a totally different feel to this shoe, in my opinion. You know, the whole aged midsole thing is a hot topic right now. People say they're over it or they don't like it. I, for one, really do like it. I feel like sail and off-white tends to make a shoe a lot more wearable, and this one just looks like a vintage pair because that netting is yellowing. It bothers a lot of people. People try to figure out ways to reverse it. No, I want that. You know, dirt marks all over it. I wore it today walking the dog on the beach, and there was a little bit of seaweed around, so I'm like, you know what, let me keep my shoes on. Wore the Jordan 4s. I don't care. There has to be some form of like a beater Jordan 4 in your rotation that's just completely broken in. It's molded to your foot. The leather gets softer because you've worn it so much, and that is my shoe on this list, because ultimately that's what matters. Wearing your shoes, enjoying them, and I've been getting a ton of wear out of these since, you know, I said I was gonna get rid of these at one point. I'm like, they're irrelevant. But then I started wearing them more and more. They were breaking in, and I just love them. So right here, Air Jordan 4 white cement at number 6, the 2016 pair. Okay, next up, and right behind the white cement Jordan 4s, we have what I think is one of the best reimagined Jordan retros that they've done so far. They absolutely crushed it with these. They're beautiful. We have the Air Jordan 4 Bred reimagined. Perfection right here. Literally perfection. I doubled up. This pair hasn't even seen the ground yet. There is nothing I would change. The addition of tumbled leather on here, I actually like it better. And they have a polyurethane insole, which if you take out the insole and you see a white bottom, that's what you want to see. You immediately know that these shoes are going to be a little bit more comfortable when you have this insole. You know, that's honestly one of the first things I look for when I see a sneaker review. I'm like, I got to know if that insole is polyurethane or not. The midsole is softer. This shoe just really set the standard for Jordan 4s, in my opinion. So number 5, Bred 4 reimagined. Wow, these are good. Okay, at number 4, something very special. Something very special here. This is the coolest sneaker I've ever been seeded or gifted or whatever you could say. This one I'll never get rid of. This is just a pair, like, look at that. Look at that. The sun shining down on these bad boys right here. But we have the Air Jordan 4 Kaws. This is one of the most wearable collabs that's out there without sacrificing details. Like, this stays true to everything that Kaws is. All the details on here you can see, yet it's mostly an all gray shoe. And it's in the best gray tone. It's a nice light gray here. The fact that the outsole glows in the dark as well, what a combo. The co-branded logo on here of Kaws and Jordan together, it just works. It works. This is one that's always gonna have clout, and why this pair in particular is so special to me as well is because it's a sample. This is a promo sample gifted to me from Jordan Brand. The gray colorway I think is better than the black colorway. I do have the blacks, but this one at number 3, and something a lot higher on my list than most other people would have. This one is just special to me this particular year, this particular colorway. I was just really getting going as far as collecting Jordan retros goes. I had to pick and choose my spots and really just buy the pairs that I thought were awesome. And in 2012, I thought that the military blue was so cool. Now, I know most people don't care about military blue 4s because they just dropped last year, but that newer retro, something about the shape, something about the materials, it just wasn't good, in my opinion. If I'm being very honest with you, I love Jordan brand, they're my favorite brand, and seeing that retro have just some crappy leather on it, and the shape just didn't work, it was really hurting my pinky toe. It made me go back to this pair, the 2012 military blues, and I like the shade of blue better on these. The fit is substantially better. The leather is softer on here, they're broken in. I like how you can see the gray on the toe cap a little bit more. And just overall, this is gonna sound crazy to a lot of people, but as far as OG colorways go, some of my favorites aren't always the Chicago Bulls colors. So I do like these over Bred 4s and white cement 4s. That sounds absolutely crazy to people. I just have so many different outfits that would go with these, and I get tired of just the black and red colorways. I do, to be completely honest with you. I remember going to the mall and waiting in line. Yes, I had to wait in line for these, even though they probably sat on shelves. But I remember getting this pair at finish line. Next up, at number 2, all right, so my battery died, had to change locations. Hopefully this works out. This pair right here, I paid resale for. I took an L and I knew it was something that I was gonna get regardless, but I was smart about it. I waited for the dip. I bought them off StockX and they actually shipped quicker than most people's pairs directly from Undefeated, but we have the Air Jordan 4 Undefeated here. The backstory is amazing, and Undefeated definitely deserves to have one of the best Jordans ever. They're like an iconic sneaker boutique, and I like Undefeated's clothing. Everything that has to do with Undefeated, I like. But all the hype aside, all the stories about Jordan seeing these on feet and not knowing what they were, forget all that. The shoe itself is absolutely amazing. And on this channel, we talk a lot about grown man Jordans and what that means. Styles of certain shoes that look better with more casual outfits. And as you get older and as you have a more mature style, which Jordans are gonna look best with those type of outfits. And in my opinion, these olive green Air Jordan 4s with just a little bit of an orange hit are absolutely some of the easiest Jordans that you can wear with a variety of outfits. I'm gonna wear these with a bomber jacket this fall. I'm gonna do that for sure. But you could also catch me wearing these with a nice flannel. And you know what? This is just one of those things where I said, hey, I'm gonna pay resale. I'm not gonna pay $900 like the Awake 5s are going for right now, but I waited. I waited until right around now where the resale prices dip just below 400, which is still a lot. Don't get me wrong, it's still a lot. If you are interested in grabbing a pair of these, I'll link them for you guys down in the description. They're even cheaper now than when I bought them. So this would be a good time to grab a pair. Call me a hype beast all you want. This is a solid grown man Jordan 4, had to be on here. Okay, at number 1, my favorite Air Jordan 4 in my entire collection. You've probably been waiting for this to pop up on the list. Maybe you weren't thinking it was gonna be number 1, but it is. For so many reasons, it checks so many boxes for me, and it's something I hold in high regard. I've already created a bunch of memories in it. We have the Air Jordan 4 Nike SB Pine Green. Here's the deal, straight up, like I've talked about a lot in this video, I find Jordan 4s to be a tad bit uncomfortable. It's a love-hate relationship until this model released, and then it became a love-love relationship. So skateboarding, check. Comfort, check. You're gonna tell me that they're gonna make an incredible pair of Jordan 4s that's not gonna hurt my pinkies and is gonna be softer in every way, shape, or form. If you swap the insole in these, they become undefeated, no pun intended. Then we have this pine green color. What's so special about pine green? Well, it happens to be a Celtic green. My favorite color, straight up, is this green. I hold these in such high regard, and then the gum on the outsole is just the icing on the cake. So this is a shoe that I'm gonna continue to wear a lot. I've been wearing the navy pair a lot. I wish they released the reds to the public. So now I have a trunk full of Jordan 4s that I need to go put away and edit this video and see how loud it is in the background. So do me a favor, let me know your top 5 Air Jordan 4s down in the comment section. That's a wrap for me. I talked about a lot. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.